You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Friday, the 2nd of May. US Defense Secretary dials Rajnath Singh, backs India's right to defend itself. Former Foreign Minister admits Pakistan sheltered terrorists and terror outfits. And Grand Chariot Festival honouring God of Rain begins in Nepal. And now for all the details. A day after foreign ministers of India and the US held telephonic conversation, US Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth also dialed up his Indian counterpart Rajnath Singh over the Pahalgam terror attack. In a statement, India's Defense Ministry said during the conversation, Hegseth expressed condolences for the loss of lives and solidarity with India in the wake of the dastardly terrorist attack. He also reiterated full support of Washington in India's fight against terrorism, the statement added. Highlighting Pakistan's long history of aiding terrorism, Rajnath Singh, in sharp-worded comments, lambasted Islamabad during the conversation and said Pakistan has been exposed as a rogue state, fueling global terrorism and destabilizing the region. Emphasizing that the world can no longer turn a blind eye to terrorism, he added that it is important for the global community to explicitly and unequivocally condemn and call out such heinous acts of terrorism. Tension has been running high between India and Pakistan over the Pahalgam terror attack, which killed 26 Indian men, including 2 government officials on leave. New Delhi has accused Pakistan of aiding terrorism against India, heating up the tensions. While the US on Wednesday urged both countries to de-escalate the situation, US State Department on Thursday said India's Prime Minister has full support of Trump administration over action against terrorism. And as tensions are high along the border with the Indian and Pakistani troops frequently exchanging fire, locals in border villages say they are ready to support their forces, though some have expressed concerns about relocating. Our report.
As the tensions with Islamabad have been escalating, people across India sharing border with Pakistan have expressed readiness to support Indian troops and said they do not fear the possibility of a war. The conflict erupted last week when Islamist assailants attacked the tourist site of Pahalgam in India's Jammu and Kashmir, segregated men, asked their names, and shot Hindus at close range. Officials and survivors have claimed at least 26 people, mostly tourists, were killed.
कोई हमारे को डर न भय है। यदि युद्ध हो गया तो हम भारत की आर्मी के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर उनके साथ जाएंगे। उनको रास्ता दिखाने के लिए पानी का, राशन का, जो भी हमारे को मदद मांगे हम आर्मी की मदद करेंगे। कोई डर नहीं है।
As troops from both India and Pakistan have exchanged small arms fire across their frontier, residents of Harpal village in Pakistan's Sialkot district are spending their days on edge as the border is just 300 yards from their homes. The situation on the border remains volatile, with tensions between Pakistan and India remaining high since the attack.
60-70 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਉਹੀ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਆ ਹੁਣ ਸਹੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਹੁਣ ਸਹੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਏਗਾ ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਹੈ.
And days after Pakistan's Defence Minister Khawaja Asif's admission of Islamabad aiding terrorism, an ally of the current government and former Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto-Zardari has made a similar admission of sheltering terrorism.
It's unfortunate.
Talking to Sky News, Bilawal, when questioned about Asif's remarks of support and funding of terrorism by Pakistan, acknowledged that Pakistan has a past. The son of former Prime Minister, the Bhutto scion, however, insisted the situation has changed in recent years, crediting it to internal reforms after the assassination of his mother and former Premier Benazir Bhutto. The remarks come just few days after Pakistan Defence Minister admitted Islamabad has funded, sheltered and supported terrorists for the past few decades for US and other Western countries. The comments follow the deadly attack in Pahalgam, which has heightened tension between the two nuclear-armed neighbours after an offshoot of Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba terror outfit claimed responsibility. Following the attack, India has announced a slew of measures against Pakistan, including revoking visas and expulsion of almost all Pakistani nationals, downgrading diplomatic ties, and keeping the Indus Waters Treaty at abeyance. While it has yet to take any military action, Pakistan has claimed India may launch a military offensive against them and have pushed towards aggressive posturing along the borders. And the chief of Pakistan's Jamiat Ulema-e-Islam, Maulana Fazlur Rehman, has criticized Islamabad's policies towards the Taliban, warning they are pushing the group closer to India and other global powers. He noted that the Taliban was Pakistan's only opportunity for regional alignment, but Islamabad's missteps have driven them away. Rehman, a known Taliban sympathizer, said Pakistan's diplomatic failures have led the Taliban to engage more with Russia, China and India. These strained ties have contributed to frequent border closures and the refugee issue. This shift is evident as Taliban Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi recently expressed interest in strengthening ties with India. Rehman's remarks come amid heightened India-Pakistan tensions over the Pahalgam terror attack. Moving on, US President Donald Trump has sharply criticized the Biden administration's decision of US withdrawal from Afghanistan, warning that the move allowed China to gain control of the strategic Bagram Air Base. Speaking at a National Day of Prayer event, Trump claimed that Bagram's location close to China's nuclear missile installations makes it geopolitically vital. Trump further implied that the manner of the US exit projected weakness globally, which he said he believes may have emboldened adversaries like Russian President Vladimir Putin. The withdrawal completed in August 2021 ended America's two-decade-long presence in Afghanistan, but drew widespread scrutiny over its execution and aftermath. Trump's remarks come amid growing concerns over America's strategic posture in Central Asia and the broader implications of ceding ground in regions viewed as critical to countering Chinese and Russian influence. And in Nepal, the revered rain god has begun his divine journey through the streets of Patan. The centuries-old chariot procession of Raato Macchindranath carries deep cultural and spiritual significance for the Newa community. Take a look.
Traversing through the sea of devotees, Nepal's red god embarked on a tour of the ancient town of Patan in Lalitpur, kickstarting the longest chariot procession in Nepal from Thursday. Led by troops of musical performers, the idol of Raato Macchindranath, the god of rain and harvest, started touring the ancient town, ascending on a 42-foot-tall chariot. The chariot procession runs for over a month, rolling through the inner parts of Patan, depending widely on astrology. The chariot is constructed annually by the Newa community using wooden beams without using a single nail. Legend says a drought once hit Patan after Guru Gorakhnath captured rain-bringing serpents. Rain returned only when his guru, Raato Macchindranath, was brought from Assam. Hearing about his teacher's presence in the town, Guru Gorakhnath stood up from his seat, letting the serpents loose, which brought in rain in the city, ending the drought. Since 897 AD, locals commemorate this feat with the annual chariot procession, honoring the god of rain and prosperity.
मनाउनुको मेन कारण भने चाहिँ यो भ्याली भित्र चाहिँ पानी नपरेको कारणले हैन देउता इन्डियाबाट कामक्ष भन्ने ठाउँबाट लिएर आएर यता अब भक्तपुरको राजा काठमाडौँको गुफा जो ललितपुरको च्यापुहरुलाई लिएर आएर अनि त्यसपछि यहाँ पानी पर्नको लागि वर्षाको देउता भनेर अब यहाँ जात्रा मनाइराछ.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time next week. Have a great weekend. Good night.